that same website, so we're just going to remove this out because it'll make things a little bit faster. All right, so save and close it.
You would have put the weight in there also.
Oh, we're not to that point yet.
All right.
It's just basic recording. All right, so we created the macro and we edited it so it's a little bit faster. We hit play, and as you see, it loads it up. It'll wait for the page to be loaded and close the tab. Pretty simple. You can set it to a loop, so it'll do it 3 times, and it'll load the page, close the tab. It's trying to load the page again, but I guess it's not working. It's not good for an example. Maybe I do need to put that weight in there. All right. Anyway, so we go here and say, all right, we got the page loaded up, and we want to find out if it's a good picture or not. So my idea was to take the number of views a person has, which is 4,864, and the number of favorites that person has is 445, and basically divide the two and get a ratio. In this case, 400 divided by 4,000, you'll get a 0.1 ratio, which is 1 out of 10 people like the picture. So, in essence, it's probably a good picture. Right? Does that make sense? Right. It's a cute little penguins on an iceberg or something.
I would favorite it.
Everyone likes penguins.
All right. So we use the search command. I already have a script built up for this, so it'd be a little bit quicker because these regular expressions will parse out a bunch of stuff. So in this case, let's go ahead and find the number of views. So we will create a new iMacro and just go ahead and edit it so you can see what it does. All right, remember I said I use the search command a lot. So it's going to search for a regular expression from views, colon, as you see. Oh, can't really see right now. All right, here we go. So you see the views colon, right? And then there's something here like a tab or some HTML. In this case, it was like an ending table or ending label or something like that. Some HTML tag. So we're going to take everything up to that closing tag and ignore it. We don't care what's in there. And we want to select everything up into the next HTML block, in which it should return 4,864. I'll add a prompt in here, so I can just hit play and you guys can see where it popped up. See, 4,864. Right? Pull it straight out of the source code. It's good to go. We go back in there and re-edit it because we use this code a little bit later, and we get annoyed to see information popping up every time it's loaded the web page. All right. So also we need to find out the favorites. So we go through and do the same thing with a regular expression. And find favorites, so it matches up into the HTML block until the end of the line. In this case, it works because there's actually a new line character somewhere in there for all the web pages. You may have to go in and look through the HTML or the values it returns out to make your code more direct. Find out exactly what you need. All right, like I said earlier, the iMacros allows for multiple web languages to be used with it, and the Firefox version supports a native JavaScript extension. So we can just load up the JavaScript file, and it'll show up in the iMacros scripting browser. All right, here we go. Pretty much here's our base program. It's going to run through the loop 10 times, find out if it's a good picture, right? It's going to click the green button, right? Wait 5 seconds after the page loads, because sometimes there's stuff that still needs to be loaded. Get the views, like I showed you guys, it's 4,800 and whatever number it was. And also for the favorites, make sure they're not null and that it is a good picture. In this case, we're using a 1 out of 20 ratio. You guys see that, 0.05? And if it is a good picture, we're going to post a comment called "Great job."
Zoom in.
Which is very generic and will suit the purpose for this discussion. And then it'll close the tab, and I guess one thing I forgot to go through with the Get Watchers is there is a little heart picture down here. If you leave a comment, you can click that heart, and it'll give you more points. Right? So if it leaves a comment, if it's a good picture and leaves a comment, you get more points because it'll click the heart. All right. Then it'll wait 5 seconds after it loads that, and then close the tab and start all over. Load the next picture, see what's good, and keep going. All right. So for our functions, I'm pretty sure you guys know how to program at least a little bit. We're going to create a new arc function, and the function we created earlier, just click the green button, that's it. And so this runs that macro. It says, all right, click the green button, and it'll load up the new arc page. All right, after that, it waits 5 seconds, and then gets views, and then gets favorites. All right, so for our get views, we have to add another command in there after the macro called IM get last extract, which is a iMacros function, and it returns the variable that was in the extract out of the macro, right? So if it exists, right? So if our favorites number exists, let's say it didn't throw an error page or whatever, then it's going to format it. It's going to get rid of the commas, and if there are any spaces in there, there's a function that's written down here. We just get rid of spaces and get rid of commas. And then it's going to return that number, so you just get a plain text integer. So you can run the mathematical formulas on it, such as divide. Same thing basically goes for get views, except it gets the views and returns it. And then as you guys see, oh yeah, one thing I forgot to talk about is you can actually put the code of the macro right in the code of your application. So in this case, you guys see if you want to put a wait timer in there, you set a variable named code, do a code colon, and then our wait statement is right here. Right, we pass in some value in seconds called time. It would append that to the statement, and then IM play owns the function. All right, so we have this all built out to go through over and over and over to test and make sure we get more points. So we just push the button and walk away.
Can I go take a nap now?
Yeah, let's go take a nap. And it'll run through, and sadly, the DeviantArt loads up ads, and the ad server timeout sometimes. It takes a while to load it.
Have you tried it with no script?
You can
No,
mouse it.
no
I
script,
got
I'm
a
sorry.
premium account.
Ad block.
Don't get ads there.
All right, so if
you
you,
see, I told you something security a while back. You can act with the what was it? Which one of the network files that they have on all computers, regardless of operating system. But you can basically put in the redirect for the domain names, and have them redirect to the null port, which used to be 0.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
will just automatically block all the ads, no matter which browser you're using. It's kind of cool.
What is it?
You can probably pull it up. You can always go look through basic security and find it. And send it.
That's the usable browser way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can, I mean, it blocks ads in all browsers, and just because it, whenever the website you pull up requests a domain, it goes to your local computer, right?
Yeah.
So it finds it maps the domain from the big file and maps it to the null port. It
Yeah.
automatically, ignores it.
That's awesome.
So,
I wonder if I should still be recording this.
You can let it go through. As you see, it goes through the several times, and if it's a good picture, it'll comment the work, and you see the when it hits the heart button, it loads up and says, "Hey, you got bonus points." And so, if you want to set it to run for hours on end, or indefinitely, you can set the for loop to just go and go, or do a while statement, so it'll never stop. And like I said before, you just hit play and walk away.
So my criticality is in decimal form.
Yeah.
I used to use iMacros to cheat at the knighthood on Facebook.
At what?
Cheat at the game Knighthood
Yeah.
on Facebook. I didn't even have to write any JavaScript for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of games you can use this to cheat at. Like
Mafia Wars.
Yes.
I just stole your hooker.
So, do y'all have any other ideas?
So I stop recording?
Nah, keep recording. Do y'all have any other ideas of like cool stuff you can do with this?
At work, we use that for.
At
some-
work, we use it for testing.